Hi, I'm Michael Cima. I'm a professor at MIT, co-director of the MIT Innovation Initiative, and also Associate Dean of Engineering at MIT. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Went to the University of California at Berkeley to get a degree in chemistry, stayed on to get a PhD in chemical engineering, and came to MIT in 1986 to join the material science department as a faculty member. One of the great things about my career at MIT is that it's given me the opportunity to be at the ground floor of a number of industries. The first example just came a couple years after I arrived at MIT, where a small group of us were working on what we called now 3D printing. It was called solid freeform fabrication at the time. And there was only about 4 or 5 groups across the United States working in this field. And literally, over the span of my career, I've seen it turn into a major industry. Nowadays, most of my research has to do with materials in medicine. So I do a lot of work on translating ideas from the laboratory actually into clinical practice. I get asked all the time about what innovation is, and I think probably the best way to describe it is maybe use a few examples. So there's probably a couple reasons why you want to come to MIT. Maybe you want to save the planet, or maybe you want to build a supercomputer that you can put in your pocket, or maybe you want to cure cancer, or maybe you want to explore the solar system. All of those things are innovation. Mostly what we mean by innovation on the entrepreneurship side are first-in-class products and services. Often these are products and services that fulfill a need, an important need, and also in cases where people didn't know they had that need. It's a lot of fun to discover those. And so a lot of groups at MIT work on those types of problems too, not just the obvious ones like curing cancer. There are lots of innovation activities you can get involved in at MIT, even as a freshman. In fact, there's 85 different entrepreneurship and innovation activities at MIT. They're incredibly popular. Thousands of students participate in them. And you can do so even as a freshman. My advice, however, is that you concentrate on those activities during your freshman year that you can leverage in later years, and particularly in the skill building areas. Some of the best examples are the many shops at MIT. The hobby shop is a welcoming place. It welcomes students from all over campus and all ages. Not only students use it, but faculty use it. It's a good place to meet other people. Same is true with the Glass Lab. I happen to be the faculty director of the MIT Glass Lab also. It's a hot shop for blowing glass. Studio glass blowing is what we call it. Fantastic place. It's not so much fantastic because of the equipment. It's really fantastic because of the people that are there. The same is true with the hobby shop. Important products start with understanding user needs, getting into the shoes of users. And the best way to do that is with a diverse group. Seeing the world from the standpoint of a user, the customer, is the first stop in designing anything. Well, as you can see with this little shop here, this is my shop in Maine, I never stopped making things. So I'm a big believer in making. If I had to give 2 quick words of advice about your freshman year at MIT, in fact, all of your career at MIT, that would be never stop thinking and never stop making.